Hi guys, it's Ray. We are going to do a couple of cups today. I have some new product. I believe there's an old product and a new product in this package. The new one I've been waiting for them to come out with for months, a year, long time. So, when this is Koala No Need Spray Waterslide decal paper. You've seen me use this one before. When they came out with the white, I asked them if they could put into research and development the clear. Basically, I begged them for a clear version of this as well. And it is finally available. This is for inkjet. The white says for inkjet and laser. The clear just says for inkjet. This is a small pack of the white because, once again, I already have this. And this is a 20 pack of the clear. So I am pretty excited about this. I love working with Waterslide, but it's very, very difficult in the winter here in New York because I can't be outside spraying in the wintertime. It just doesn't work. So, what I'm going to do is do a side-by-side of both of these. So we're going to do 2 cups. I'm going to make sure I keep these in the package. These are not marked front or back at all. So I kind of want to have a look at one of the sheets. But you can tell which side is the print side because it's a little bit glossy. And the back is just paper. So we are going to get a couple cups painted. I think for this one I may want to do just a light glitter layer on the tumbler, and then this one we're just going to, I think I'm going to spray paint the tumbler to match the color of the image somewhat, and we may put a little glitz on top. But so this one says to apply it image side facing down. This one obviously doesn't because it's not clear. So that's kind of cool because sometimes I do my wraps face down anyways. So we're going to intentionally do it for this one. And this one we're going to do a standard wrap. So I'm going to pull down 2 20-ounce tumblers and get them prepped and get my images printed, and then we will be back. Okay, so this is going to be the cup for the clear Waterslide. And I'm going to put some glitter in this. I'm going to put a little bit of the Touch of Violet diamond dust in. I'm going to use my spoon end of my stirring stick, because I think the violet will look nice with the image I printed. And I'm going to give it a good hefty spoonful. And then, just for a little bit more solid coverage, I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of the Mistress Cheat from It's Pretty Personal, the actual glitter on top. Just for a little extra color. Because this is one that is made to go with any color whatsoever. So it's going to throw a variety of color. So that is that. Look how pretty that is. Okay, so this is the image I chose to print on the white one. Let me grab the packages again quick. But this is the one I used on the matte white. Easily distracted by cats and books. I spray painted the cup like a light lavender for this one. And then we'll probably sprinkle in a little bit of that touch of violet over the top. But I did use the recommended paper settings, kind of. The only photo settings I have are glossy. So I actually printed this on just the regular matte presentation paper with standard settings for print quality. And then I let these have a good dry time. I do know from past experience with this one, if I go around my cup and it overlaps itself, it's not going to stick back to itself. So I need to try and get it trimmed as close as possible. So I'm probably still going to have a tiny bit of overlap, but I'm pretty comfortable with that for a wrap. For this one, because it's going to be a little bit bigger, and this is what I'm doing with the clear. This is the clear for inkjet. The matte says for inkjet and laser. I don't have a laser, so I've never tested on laser. I've only used it for inkjet. This one says for inkjet only. I did print this one on glossy photo paper, also on standard. And I forgot I wanted to mention on the matte one, these are not marked paper on the back. So how you can tell front from back on this is, and it's a very subtle difference, but the front is more white than the back. Like, you can see if you look at them, the white side is the front side. On this clear, the glossy side is the print side. Okay, so to soak my full-size water slides in, I've been using a cookie sheet from Dollar Tree just because it's big enough to work. I do want to say my guy is starting to mow the lawn, so it may get loud occasionally. I apologize. Just bad timing, but it is what it is. We both only have 3 days at home this week, so we have to do what we have to do. And I am using bottled water, just drinking water from Walmart because we have a well, and yeah. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to put it face down to start because they like to curl typically. So once it's soaked a little bit, check and see if it's ready to release. This water slide, I love. I think it's great, like I said, for me for winters. If you're new to water slide in general, this is not what you want to start with for full wraps. Just, it's going to be really hard for you because this one will kind of tear a little bit more than some of the others. It doesn't like to be played with. Like, don't fold it over on itself. Don't pull it too hard. it's not as user friendly as some of the other water slides I've used. I actually like to lift it right off of the backer to start when I'm doing it as a full wrap. And this is where it's going to be important to have your cup kind of wet, which is what the extra paper towels were for, but they got used for my spill. So get it lined up where you want it. And you're going to kind of hold it in place. And I'm going to see if it'll slide. If it won't slide, I'll just go ahead and pull the backer. But again, try not to stretch it too much or peel it too much. Keep it wet. I'm not going to say there's no forgiveness to it. There's just not as much as you might get with some of the other water slides. And just to get yourself lined up, I'm going to come over here and go over the whole thing with my damp paper towel before I start squeegeeing the water out from underneath it in earnest. But that actually went on really, really nice. This is now my slimy side, so if I set it down after this point, you want to set it on the like adhesive side, because your water slide won't stick back to that like it would the paper side. And I like to start in the middle and just gently squeegee. We will let this sit and thoroughly dry. Okay, so this is how our cup is looking. I'm going to go ahead and do a dry fit. And I know this isn't the way it's going on the cup, but it's fine for the dry fitting portion. And that is going to be about a perfect fit. So I'm going to go ahead and soak this. This one says to soak it for 10 to 20 seconds. My water's pretty cold, so we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and roll my cup in the water. So you've seen me apply water slides like this before, where we do them face down and slide them off. This one's actually designed to function that way, which I think is kind of neat. I get that a little bit longer a soak. So I'm kind of excited to try this in this method. I'm excited about this one. I wanted this because while I love printable vinyl, I don't mind doing a full wrap with a matte white printable vinyl, but I'm not a big fan of a full wrap in a clear printable vinyl. So I'm hoping that this will be like a replacement for that. So this is the top of my cup. So this is the top of my image. So hopefully without it sliding prematurely, I'm gonna wrap the tumbler. and it really wants to let go. But I'm going to try and get it placed pretty evenly first. And then you just take and slide. Don't peel it, just slide it. Slide it right off. You'll still be able to move the paper a little bit, the water slide, to adjust your placement. Like if you need to drag it down some or stretch it over some, because I do have a couple of wrinkles. So that was pretty easy. And again, we're going to do the same thing with the squeegee brush. Brush top to bottom. I feel like I'm just being picky at this point. It's being picky, but it's also testing it to see how much it can take. And I'm gonna have to say this version can take quite a lot of abuse. So there we go. Our image is now correct. Easily distracted by books and dogs. I do think on the top coat, I'm just going to put a little bit more of the touch of violet diamond dust. I'm not going to put any more of the actual glitter on. So once again, let this thoroughly dry. I do have a bit of overlap, so I'm going to see how this sticks to itself. And I'll be back when these are both completely dry and ready for epoxy. Okay, so these are both ready for epoxy. I am going to put the touch of violet diamond dust in both. This one is beautiful. This stuck perfectly on the overlap. Really happy with this new clear, no need spray water slide. This, I got a couple little wrinkles at the top that I'm hoping the diamond dust will cover, and as I suspected, it did lift a tiny bit on the back seam, but I think I'll be able to get it down with just the epoxy. So I'm going to take them over and get them on turners, and we will get them coated. But really happy with this new product from Koala. Thank you for sending it to me to try. I think it worked beautifully, and yeah, I will be over at the turners. Okay, so my epoxy is mixed. I'm going to put in a little bit of the touch of violet. I did rip that corner off by accident that was on the overlap where it was sticking up, where I was holding my cup when I turned it onto the turner. I caught it with my thumb and accidentally peeled that little piece off. I think we'll be all right, but yeah. So I do have a little chip in the corner down here now, because like I said, this white is pretty delicate. So, but here's my diamond dust mixed in, and I do have to work fairly quickly here. Just cleaning my stir stick off quick. So, I'm just gonna get these coated. So these are going to dry and they're going to get another coat and probably one more coat after that. This one doesn't need any more sparkle. This one I may give a little bit more just to continue to cover up these little boo-boo spots. But these are basically done. I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. They're just very small wrinkles. There's one there too. So this is this one. I do love the little bit of shimmer. Depending on the angle you look at it, you don't see as much. But it just added a little sparkle to the bottom. So there is the first one. Wait for it to come around. Easily distracted by cats and books. Super cute. And easily distracted by books and dogs. And this one is super sparkly now because it's under and over the clear water slide. So this one doesn't need any more. This water slide is absolutely flawless though. There is not a wrinkle, not a tear, nothing. So, absolutely fabulous new product from Koala. I will definitely be using this again. And well, that is it. I'm going to end this one here, and I will see you in the next one.